friends, today we're here to talk about Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I even wore my America socks for the occasion. First, we're going to talk about things that I loved about this book. I really liked how the president was a woman. I thought that was really cool. I also really loved the eccentric inventor stepdad. I thought that was really cute. So I read a lot of YA usually. I believe this is actually considered a new adult book, so because of that, I thought it was really cool that the main characters were kind of in their mid-20s, mid to early 20s, kind of like me. I thought that was just really nice to read about people going through similar life experiences. I also really liked that the main characters are millennial cusps, just like me. I thought that was really nice to see because usually we have this strong divide between millennials and Gen Z, and this kind of talks about those people in the middle, which was really nice. I love the White House trio and I love their dynamics. Nora, genius. I love her so much. Her personality is so quirky. June is so loving and lovable. She's just great. And of course we love Alex, right? On top of that, I love the Super Six friend group as well. Every single person in that friend group, they just get along so well. They're so fun. I just loved reading about it. It made me feel like I was part of it. I really like how the characters all balance each other out so well. We have Henry and Alex obviously balance each other out. June balances Alex out. Alex helps balance June out. Nora kind of, stabilizes things. Like, they just all work really well together and complement each other. I love Henry's BFF Pez. He is just so great. He's such a fun character. The dinner party scene at the White House killed me. Like, it was wild. The karaoke scene was perhaps my favorite scene. Actually, that's a lie, but it was one of my favorite scenes. I love the karaoke part. I think my actual favorite scene is whenever Henry would play Elton John's Your Song for Alex. That was just so sweet, and that song is just an amazing song, so it really conjured up a certain feeling. I loved when Henry played it on the piano for Alex. I also loved when Henry played it on his phone when he and Alex were in the museum in the middle of the night. When Henry gives Alex his ring, I love that part. That was so cute. I also thought it was really neat that Henry said his favorite author is George Eliot, because I also love George Eliot and I feel like she's not a well-known author, and just bringing that sense of recognition in modern fiction, I just thought that was really a cool nod to her and her legacy. I also thought it was really cool we got to learn some lesser-known LGBTQ history of Britain and America. I didn't actually do any fact-checking, but I assume it's all accurate. And I just thought that was really a neat thing to bring into this book. Really a nice touch. When I found out that Zara and Sean, I know I'm butchering these names, I'm sorry. When Zara and Sean are fiancés, I was just shocked. Like, I did not see that coming, but I loved it. It was really cool, but I just didn't see it coming at all. So I thought that was an amazing little plot twist. I really loved that moment when Henry's mom finally steps up and talks to the Queen on Henry's behalf and is really there for Henry after she hasn't been for the last couple years. I just thought that was such a transformative scene for her, and for Henry to finally get the support he deserves is just really great. One of the themes I felt like was that it's okay to change your plans. Even if you're through college, even if you feel like your plan is what you have to do, it's always okay to change your plan. And as someone in the early 20s, mid-20s, I just thought that was such an inspiring message, because it is okay to change your plan. And sometimes we all need to hear a reminder of that. And then the last thing I want to talk about that I loved was when June gets her book deal and everybody starts hugging and jumping up and down and screaming. That was just a scene of pure joy, and I loved it so much. Now we're going to talk about a couple things I did not love about this book. The first thing is the present tense narration. It just kind of caught me off guard because most books are in past tense, so it made me more aware that I was reading, just because I'm more unfamiliar with that style of narration. The second thing I found a little off-putting was in the first couple chapters, Alex just swears so much. And maybe it's because I usually read YA, but it just was kind of shocking to me. But either I got used to it or it calmed down for the rest of the novel, so obviously that's not that big of a deal. The last thing I did not love about this book was how Alex treats Henry like a jerk in the beginning, because I think that's like a harmful stereotype that we're mean to the people we like, and I just don't think we really need to see that play out in fiction too much. Having said that, I do get it. Now it's more like they had banter, even though Alex didn't know that's what they had, but that's just not my favorite, trope. So I didn't love that part. Okay, a couple funny moments that I want to touch on. The first is when Alex goes, "You're not the prince of me," to Henry. I just thought that was hilarious. The second thing I thought was so funny was when Alex calls Henry Thanksgiving Eve, and he's telling him about these turkeys that he has in his room, and he's so scared of the turkeys. Like, that whole situation was just really funny. I also really loved Ellen's PowerPoints. They were just hilarious, and as a lover of PowerPoints, I loved the titles. I loved that she would do PowerPoints for Family Matters. That was just really funny. Let's talk about times when I got a little teary-eyed. The first one is when the whole family kind of bands together after Alex's emails are leaked, and that show of support and that outpouring of love was just so emotional and so sweet, and I just loved it. The second thing that really got me was when Bea was telling Alex about Henry's grief, and Alex says, "Don't worry, I love Henry on purpose." That line just like gave me goosebumps. It was so like I love that line. Let's talk about a couple times that were so suspenseful. The first thing that was so suspenseful was when Alex flies to Britain to tell Henry that he loves him and he doesn't want Henry to break up with him. I had literally no idea how that was gonna go. Like, that was so crazy. It could have gone either way. I wasn't sure what Henry was gonna do. I was just like, edge of my seat. The second thing that was suspenseful was the emails. Now, in Love, Simon, when Martin leaks Simon's emails, it's very upsetting, and that's always stuck with me as something to like be cautious about. And here we are in Red, White, and Royal Blue, some more personal emails getting leaked, forcing people to come out before they're ready. And so the whole time I was just really nervous it was going to happen. It happens, and then it's like, who the fudge leaked these emails, right? Like, what the heck? But then, in a way, it worked out for the best, because it allowed Ellen to finally take down her opponent, you know, get rid of some of his credibility and show the world who he really is. And it also allowed Alex and Henry to go public with their relationship, which ultimately was for the best. But man, that was just really intense. The third thing that was really suspenseful and intense in this book was the presidential election. Thank God Ellen won. I had no idea who was going to win, but thank goodness for Texas, okay? They really pulled through. I was so relieved. The last thing I want to talk about are a couple things to consider. Obviously, this book takes place kind of in an alternate reality. Having said that, I am curious how British people, the British government, would react to kind of the negative portrayal of their government. Not negative, but like the Queen in the book is kind of closed-minded. So it makes me wonder how people would react to that. I do think that that's probably one reason why the names and the characters are slightly different than the real life monarchs. But yeah, I don't know, just something to think about. Second thing to think about is that this book takes place in 2020, right? Obviously we're in a pandemic, so that's kind of a sign that it has to be an alternate universe because there is no pandemic in the book. So in a way, thank God she wrote it to be an alternate universe, because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Alright, so that's all I have to say for now about Red, White, and Royal Blue. Let me know if you've read it. Drop some comments below. I'd love to read them and interact with you. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And have a good day today. Okay, bye! Inventor reading this, which I believe is considered a little weird. I did think it was the last motive behind. Also, make sure you're registered to vote in this year's election.